Hello and welcome back to Genos Lair. I want to thank Mr. Bob Blanton for requesting an Aussie Burger. Okay, I've never had one, never made one, but I looked them up on the internet and I've looked at a lot of different recipes and I think I have one that might fit your bill, and we're going to see how this is, and I'm going to give it my honest opinion as I always do. It's got a lot of ingredients because it's a pretty big hamburger. So we need some ground chuck, we need some tomatoes, we need some pineapple, we need some cheddar cheese slices, we need some... Now, this is the one thing, we couldn't find the Australian bacon where I'm at because unfortunately, due to this virus thing, it's hard to get anything at the store. So we're using regular bacon like Bob said we could use. So, and one thing I did was I made an upgrade on the buns. I used brioche buns, real brioche buns, and oh, they smell good. These have got lots of yeast in them, and I think these are going to make a difference in how it ultimately tastes. Well, there's also an egg on there. So anyway, now that we've got this stuff done, we're going to cut up a few things, and then we're going to start to brown our buns. We're going to cook the bacon, and we're going to brown some onion slices and get all of that ready. And today we're using my Power Smokeless Grill, which, as I told you before, we did a review on that, and that is absolutely one of my most favorite kitchen appliances that I own. It is wonderful. So we're going to use the griddle part on it to do all this. So right now, let me get started. We're cutting some corners, so I'm not going to use a real butter right now. I didn't have time, and it's very late, and I'm getting really hungry. So we're going to use, like, you know, this butter type spread. We're going to put that on your bread here, on the bun. So that's one of the things you got to do, is put that on there and brown those buns. A brioche bun, the flavor is really, really wonderful. So I think this will actually be an asset to it. So move all of this over to the side a little bit. We'll put our bacon on here if I can fit them on there. I've got two slices that I actually cut in half. We're going to see how that works. I don't know how it's going to work, but we're going to try it. And then we're going to reserve those buns on a plate over there and hold them until we're ready to get everything else done. So sit back, relax. We'll be back to you in just a minute when we get a little bit farther on down the line. Okay, now one very important part of this that I forgot to tell you a minute ago is one of the main ingredients of this. I guess some people don't use it, but as far as I'm concerned, one of the most important main ingredients is beet slices. So I meant to mention that a minute ago in my ingredients. So I'll probably give you the ingredients on the page and let you see exactly what we use. So what we're doing here is we've got our buns nice and golden brown. They're ready to go, and we're just reserving those back. And we're browning the bacon and the onions right now. And what we're going to do is we're going to take care of that, and we're going to start the patties cooking, and we'll be back with you in a few minutes. Okay, now we have browned our onions, we've browned the bacon, we've browned the buns, we've got a little bit of lettuce torn off, and now we're taking enough ground chuck to make a nice patty. We want it a little bit bigger than our bun. So you want to press it out. You don't want it really, really thin, but you want to have a nice sized burger out of there. So there you go. I don't know, that's probably 1/3 pound. It's about 1/3 pound, I guess. It's over 1/4 pound. So that's what you want to do. And I'm just going to start that to brown. Do another one. Right about the same amount. Kind of get it about like I did the other one. And then we put that one on there. Sometimes you can push your thumb in the middle and make a nice little hole and it'll shrink less, okay? Be very careful though. Be back to you in a minute. All right, we're back for a minute. Now we're only gonna season these burgers up with salt and pepper, okay? So we can get the true flavor of this burger, all right? So we're gonna take a little fresh cracked black pepper on each one of them. Like I said one time before, if you're a little more upscale sometimes and have a little extra money, go ahead for the pink Himalayan salt. It's really good stuff, and it's got a lot of minerals in it too. Just a little bit more on there. You don't want too much. You don't want to overwhelm the flavor of the beef. Okay, now we've salted and peppered the burgers, and we've let them cook for a little while. Now it's time to flip them over. Now one thing I did, which I normally don't do, is I use the grill part to do hamburgers and stuff. That way the grease goes down in the bottom of it and all of that stuff. But today I was a little bit lazy and I'm so dang hungry right now. This is like 9 o'clock at night. I'm so hungry right now, I forgot to switch that out. It would have taken a little more time because most of the things had to be cooked on the flat top. So I left it like that. We're going to flip it over. And we got to be real careful for that grease in there popping all around. So I did put the lid on it to make sure that I get burned as little as possible. So we're going to flip that over and try not to get burned. So there we go. All right. And let that go for a few more minutes. Okay, now I think it's time to add cheddar cheese slices. Or at least that's what I've come up with as far as the recipe, and it sounded good to me. So we're going to add some cheddar cheese slices, one to each one, and we're going to cover this back up and just let it melt a little bit. Then we're going to take it off and put it on a paper towel to drain over here and reserve it until I get the egg cooked, and then we're ready to go with this bad boy and assemble it. Alright, we've taken the burgers off with the melted cheddar cheese on them. We have them reserved over here, cooling, and they're on a paper towel so that some of the grease can drain off. Now it is time to crack the egg, and each one of these has an egg, so we're going to do that. And I think we let these cook very well. So, I'm going to keep these where they'll fit on the bun and stuff. And we'll be back in another minute and we'll be ready to assemble this bad boy. Alright, we're back. Now we're ready to assemble this Aussie burger with the lot, as they call it. Okay, we're going to take our buns and open them up. There's the top, there's the bottom. There's the bottom, there's the top. We need a little mayonnaise on there. Put a mayonnaise on the bottom of each one. A little more mayonnaise there. Alright. I happen to use Duke's because I like it, not because they pay me or ask me to tell about it. Okay. Always used it since I was a little boy. Don't like the others. They got too much lemon juice in them and all of that kind of thing. Okay, so then we put on some lettuce on the bottom. You always really, when you're making a burger, you want your greens and your things on the bottom that are going to insulate the burger from the bun. Otherwise, the bun can get hot and soggy. So we're going to put on the lettuce. And we're going to put on some tomato. Put a couple of pieces of tomato on each one. Okay. Now we're going to put on the beets. So if you'll bear with me, I got to get the beets out, all right? I got to be real careful because that beet juice is really, really rank stuff. It'll stain everything. So I'll be right back with you, and I'll actually put the beets on there first so I won't make a mess and look like an idiot, okay? Be back with you. Now, if you look down here, I want to tell you I'm really glad that I did the beets off camera because it took me a few minutes to get the container open, and I looked like a dummy doing it. So anyway, so we're going to put the browned onion on there on top of the tomato and the beets. Then some recipes are calling for pineapple. Now, to be honest with you, I just forgot it when I was at the store, but I actually happened to have some chopped pineapple in a container that we used for something else earlier in the week. So we had this in the refrigerator. It's not a pineapple slice like they would actually use on this burger, but it's going to substitute, okay? So we work with what we got. So I'm going to put some pineapple on here. And I'm not a real big pineapple fan, so, you know, it's not going to matter if I put a little bit less than anybody else would on here. So that's what I'm going to do because I want to make it the way I think I'll like it. You can use more, you can use less, you can omit it completely. But I decided I wanted to try it with a pineapple like so many people talk about. So we'll get rid of that. Then we're going to take and we're going to put the burger on there. I'm going to go over here where I have the burgers. And I have them drying on the paper towel to get the grease off. I'm going to put that on there. We mash it down a little just to get it to stay in place. Then the pièce de résistance, a fried egg. Okay, I've already fried the eggs. No, wait a minute, bacon. I forgot the bacon, didn't I? So we'll put the bacon on here now too. Boy, I'm just making all kinds of mistakes today, huh? That's the way it goes. And this old virus has everybody so scared up that it's no wonder, right? Okay. So now, we've got all that. We're going to put an egg on each one, a fried egg. And as you can see, I fried these, and these should be nice and good. So we'll take one of these and put it on top of each one. And we'll move all of this out of the way. And there it is, pretty much assembled except without the top on it. So take a look at that. There are lots of ingredients in that. And we're going to have to squish that thing down here in a little bit to even get it to fit in our mouth. But this is an Aussie. You put the cap on it here, and that's an Aussie burger. No, wait a minute. I forgot something else too. There are many different ways, like I said. So barbecue sauce is one of the things that some people put on there. So I made up some of my favorite barbecue sauce, and I'm going to put some of that on there. And we're just going to try it. I'm just actually going to put it on the bun, on the top of the bun, rather than slather it on top of the egg. You people should catch me on all those things and yell out there and hit that like and subscribe button and ring the hell out of that bell and get my attention, and then I wouldn't make so many mistakes, you see? All right. Okay. So there we go. We get this out of the way. So here it is. And then you would put your lid on there, which we're going to do in a minute, and then we're going to give it a try. So That is the Aussie Burger with the work, or with what? With the lot, not the works. I would say the works. I'm in America, and I'd say that has the works on it. They say with the lot. So, Gino will be back with you in just a minute, and we will put this to the taste test when I pull out a nice cold beverage to go with it. So, see you then. We're back. Now, as you can see, I have it here all assembled and ready to go. I'm trying to get up my courage to do this because I've never had one before. So, what better way to get up some courage than some liquid courage? Some beer goggles, maybe. All right, let's put the cap on this thing and see how it is. Bob, I'm trusting you on this. And we're going to see how this is. Now, it's pretty thick, and it's going to be messy. So, bear with me. I've got a little mouth compared to some people. All right, let's see how this is. Well, that's very good. And the beet has a special flavor it adds to it. That's really nice. Now, I'm going to tell you right now, you're going to probably have to pull out your bib and a handful of napkins to eat this, because there's so much stuff on there, you're definitely going to make a mess. But I'm going to tell you, it's worth it. I appreciate it, Bob. I really like this recipe. I'll do it again. So if you're into it and you don't mind a little cleanup, because there's a lot of stuff on there, it's a really, you could probably reduce the amount of ingredients on there and make it more hamburger size like you're used to here. But hey, in Australia, I hear they don't adhere to size requirements. They just slap it all together and you got a pile of food to eat. And I got a pile of food to eat here, and so I'm going to have another little bit of my liquid courage, and I'm going to go back in for another round and top it off with these chips here. So we'll see you next time on Genos Lair. Thanks, Bob.